Welcome again to Iraq. In this video series, I want to show you this beautiful country and its rich history. In the previous video, we traveled from Kuwait City to the Iraqi border, Basra, and Al-Qurna. I ended the episode in the Marches, where I am now. A marsh is a type of a wetland. Unlike a swamp, it is composed mostly of grass as opposed to trees. I am told by my guide that the vegetation used to be much taller before the destruction of the area, which I described in the last video. The Mesopotamian marshes spread throughout the south of Iraq and a tiny portion of Iran and are designated a UNESCO heritage site. The area is inhabited by numerous species of fish and birds, as well as water buffaloes. In the past, it used to provide most of Iraq's fish. We know that people have been living here for over 6,000 years. In the 1950s, the estimated population of the marshes was 500,000 people, but it shrunk down to about 20,000 after Saddam's reprisals on the area. Many people returned to live here after the American invasion and ousting of the dictator, but the population is still much lower than it used to be. I am so glad to have had the opportunity to visit this place. The experience of being here early in the morning is truly magical. But it was just the first out of many things planned for the day, so soon after, I hopped on a bus and started heading west. The next destination is the city of Nasiriyah. It is the location of the ancient Sumerian city of Ur. Ur was founded around 3,800 years BC on the coastline of the Persian Gulf. But wait, how is that possible? On the map it is pretty far inland. Well, it turns out that the coastline has changed a lot during the nearly 6 millennia. At that time, the water level in the Gulf was about 2.5 meters higher than today. After the Sumerian period, it fell under Akkadian control and later obtained independence again. About 4,000 years ago, it is estimated to have been the largest city on the planet, with about 65,000 inhabitants. Many people believe that this is the city that was named in the Bible as a birthplace of Abraham.
I am now in Nasiriyah, and I am trying to get to the ancient city of Ur, one of the oldest civilizations in the world.
The modern Nasiriyah is home to over 500,000 people. It is split in half by the Euphrates. I tried visiting the archaeological site south of the city, but sadly I was unable to enter inside. So I will show you some pictures instead.
I am in Nasiriyah, in Ur, the ancient city of Ur. The civilization of Ur dates back 4,000 years ago. It's one of the oldest cities in the world, and it is behind me.
Today, not much remains of Ur. The most important site is the reconstructed ziggurat. It is very famous. I even remember learning about it in school. It was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2016. A ziggurat is a tall, pyramid-like religious structure. The Sumerians believed that gods lived in temples constructed on the top. Let's go to our next destination. About 250 kilometers west of Nasiriyah lies Najaf. Najaf is one of the most recognizable cities in Iraq because of its religious significance. I will show you a lot of religious sites in this video, but first, right after my arrival, it was time for a change of style.
I am in Najaf. I am walking to the Grand Bazaar. I'm going to buy an Iraqi gutra and look around, see how the city is. The temperature today was very high, up to 49 degrees. The bazaar is big. You can buy pretty much anything here, except for guns and drugs. It's easy to get lost if you don't have a map, although the main road is pretty straightforward. And I have to say that the structure is pretty organized.
Right after the shopping, I decided to visit the Mosque of Al-Hanana. It is small, pretty, but not even comparable to the ones that come next. But before we see the other mosques, we will head to something that also cannot be called small, the Wadi as-Salam graveyard, the largest cemetery in the world. Wadi as-Salam, meaning the Valley of Peace, occupies the area of 6 square kilometers. Estimates for the amount of people buried here range from 5 to 8 million. It is a place that many Shias want to be buried in because of its proximity to the shrine of Ali, which I will talk about soon. It is impossible to describe the sheer size of this place. I can't imagine how much time it would take to visit every corner of the cemetery. Let's jump to the next event on today's agenda.
Today I am going to be meeting a local teacher, English teacher, and her students.
As you can see, I was invited to visit a local language school. Maram, who is the teacher, let me participate in one of the classes and chat with her students. We exchanged stories about Iraq and Europe, as well as our experiences with learning foreign languages. I was happy to meet so many young Iraqis who are enthusiastic about learning English. This was, of course, also a great opportunity to discuss Western media culture. We exchanged TV show recommendations and shared our favorite music.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, go!
You're ready!
Good job.
This is the shrine of Imam Ali, which gives Najaf its religious significance. Muslims believe that it contains the tomb of Ali ibn Abi Talib, a companion of the Prophet Muhammad. Sunnis see him as the 4th Rashidun Caliph, while Shias regard him as their first Imam. The sanctuary is composed of an outer courtyard, which you are seeing now, an outer wall and an inner courtyard, as well as the inner shrine, which is the actual structure housing the tomb. The tomb itself is surrounded by a metal cage-like structure that protects it from all the visitors.
This place is also believed by Muslims, by Shias, to house the grave of Adam and Noah. The ceiling is made nearly entirely out of mirrors, which make it shine 1,000 bright lights. I have noticed an interesting thing here that women do. Because they all wear very restrictive clothing, black clothing, the abayas, with the hair coverings and often face coverings, it can be hard for them to differentiate themselves. For example, if they are in a group. So I see a lot of groups of women who wear a ribbon on the back of their head covering, a ribbon in a specific color or with a specific text to differentiate themselves. from the others.
After spending some time in the sanctuary, I decided to visit some of the other mosques. Najaf is full of them, and I believe that many of them are worth seeing. The first one was the mosque, not shrine, of Ali, but sadly most of it was closed to visitors.
I already visited the shrine of Ali 2 times and the mosque of Imam Ali. So now I am going to visit 3 more mosques in another part of the city called Kufa, and after that I am going to leave for Karbala.
This is the shrine of Maitham al-Tammar. These stones are used for prayer. One of the necessary aspects of Muslim prayer is prostration, the act of bending down before God and touching one's forehead to the ground. Shias believe that they should only do that on natural materials. Because the carpets in mosques are synthetic, they have to use these stones, which they can place in front of them during prayer. The next mosque that I'm going to show you was one of the best that I have seen. Comparable with the Shrine of Ali, the Great Mosque of Kufa is one of the oldest surviving mosques in the world. It was built in the 7th century and remembers the times of Ali and the Rashidun Caliphate. Although very old, the mosque has been significantly rebuilt many times and not much remains of its original structure.
Al-Masjid al-Kufa, the Mosque of Kufa.
What I really liked about it were its huge open-air courtyards. It was also much less crowded than the shrine, creating a much calmer environment.
This part of the mosque is covered with white stone. All of the floor is white stone. This white stone reflects nearly all of the sunlight, which allows me to walk on it without a problem, even though it's about 43 degrees outside right now.
Let me talk a bit about the clothes that I am wearing in this video. The traditional Arab attire is composed from a couple of garments. The white tunic can be called a dishdasha or a thobe. The headscarf is called a guthra, while the black element that holds it down is an agal. These clothes are excellent in very hot weather, which is the biggest reason that I'm wearing them, since the temperature during the making of this video was reaching 49 degrees Celsius. Let's summarize what happened over these 2 days. First, I enjoyed a boat tour across the Mesopotamian marshes. After that, I was able to see, even if only from the distance, the ziggurat of Ur, amongst the remains of one of the oldest cities in the world. Later, I showed you Najaf, its mosques and markets, as well as the meeting with Iraqi English students. I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next one, we are going to travel north, towards the cities of Karbala and the ancient Babylon. Stay tuned!